Hello and welcome to the Embroidered Elephant channel. My name is Kim and today I am going to be giving you some of my top tips for Toft kits. So in case you aren't aware, Toft is a British company that's been running for around or nearly 20 years, and they predominantly make crochet kits and sell wool. A lot of the kits that they sell are based around amigurumi, and seeing as I've made quite a few now and I've ordered from them quite a lot, I thought that I would share some of my top tips with you. So although you can get Toft kits around the world, you can also order from their website, which will be linked below. Tip number one is to read the description quite thoroughly. So there are different kinds of kits that you can buy online. One includes a digital download of the pattern and it comes with just the yarn, and the other kit comes with everything you need. The kits that come with everything you need look a bit like this, and this is what they look like in the main picture as well. They are in this box, and you will see, just as an example, the Muriel the dog. It will come with the yarn you need, a hook and stuffing, and it will also come with a physical pattern. Whereas if you buy the kit with the digital download, you'll be sent just a ball of yarn, usually a little bit of black yarn to do the eyes depending on what kit you get, and the pattern will be sent to you for downloading and printing yourself. This caught me out a few times because I was expecting everything to come in kit form with the stuffing and the hook, but the first package that I opened did just come with the yarn, and clearly I hadn't read the description well enough. Apart from the description, usually you can tell the difference because the display picture that you can see initially is just of the finished project rather than seeing it in the box like this. On most of the listings as well, you have a drop down where you can select if you want it to be the kit, i.e. include a hook and stuffing, or if you do just want it to be sort of the yarn and the digital pattern. The second tip that I have for you as well is if you are looking to buy a couple of kits and one of them doesn't have the colours that you want. For example, when I was buying the mini flower kits, I wanted one flower in white and another one in purple, but for the colour selections on the flowers, one didn't have white and one didn't have purple. So I ordered the yarn differently, if that makes sense. Because when you get sent the kits, they are usually just the yarn, as I said earlier. You are able to pick and change different colours if they are available on a different listing, but not on the one that you choose, if that makes sense. And the yarn that you do get that maybe you're not too fond of for that specific colour, either you can use it for a different Toft kit or you can use it to bulk up your stash a little bit. The next lot of advice is for when you're actually crocheting the pattern. As I initially said, with a lot of the patterns that you get, they will be sent to your digital downloads folder. So I would advise that you print them off or you download them so that you've got them available. But if you are looking for them, they will be in your login with your email address. Tip number 3 is that all of the patterns are worked in UK terms, so they use the term double crochet and treble instead of single crochet and double in US terms, so just make sure that you're aware of that. And that is the same for a lot of amigurumi. You will find that you only tend to use the single crochet or the double crochet, not usually the double/treble crochet, if that makes sense. Tip number 4 is that at the start of their rounds, instead of using magic circle, they usually advise that you chain 4, 5, 6 stitches, and then you join them and start working in the round like that. Now, I did have a look as to why they did it like this rather than using a magic circle, and the main reason apparently is because they find that the stitches are more even and it's more beginner friendly than using a magic circle. I personally prefer to use a magic circle because I find that my stitches are more even, and it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. So if you are struggling with the chaining and joining, just know that the alternative is to use a magic circle to start your rounds, which is totally okay as well. So tip number 5 is the terminology they use, or the way that their patterns are written. I struggled initially because the patterns usually say something along the lines of DC3. What I found in other patterns is DC3 usually means you do 3 stitches in the same stitch. However, be aware that DC3 means 3 double crochets, and if it needs you to increase, it will say DC2 into the next stitch. Hopefully that makes sense. I did struggle initially because I kept increasing unnecessarily, because with other patterns that I've read, it does tend to be, if it says DC2, that's double crochet twice in the same stitch. But it does explicitly tell you when to increase if you read the full instructions. Number 6 is that the patterns include a lot of advice. So there are, with the digital patterns especially, there are places where you can click on to see advice videos. If you have printed out the pattern, or if you have got it on a card, you can also look on their YouTube channel, because they tend to have one video per amigurumi kit for all of the finer details. For example, adding eyes, how to sew on petals or arms or limbs, and how to finish off the toy. If you are struggling with anything, it is well worth looking for the video, or, as I said, clicking on the video and giving it a bit of a watch, even if you only need a minute or 2 of it, because I found it very helpful personally. They also have a lot of back pages that are used to explain different terminology, how to increase, how to decrease, what the stitches are, and any special advice for any of the particular parts of the pattern that you are working on. My second to last bit of advice is that they also have contact details on their website and on the patterns. They have a phone number and an email address, and although I've never had to reach out to them to get any advice, I have heard from lots of other Toft users that they are very responsive and they are very, very keen to help as well. I have met Kerry, who is the owner of the business, multiple times, and she always has time and patience to speak and to answer any questions that you may have. So I'm sure that if her team are anything like her, then they will all be very willing to help out. And the last bit of advice I say, semi-jokingly, is that the Toft kits can be quite addictive. So you will get to know the team a bit better, and the more kits that you do, the more amigurumi that you start doing, the more that you will be tempted to buy and continue making. Keep a lookout on socials, so on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, I believe they have a page as well, because they have a very big, helpful community. And every now and then they do different competitions, limited edition toys or kits, and they do sales every now and then as well. And they also sometimes have these. They give patches away with some of their orders. Again, every now and then they will let you know when they are doing patches. These are collectible, and these are just a couple of the ones I've got. So if that is something that you're interested in, again, the best place to keep an eye on that would be on their socials. So hopefully you've enjoyed this very quick whistle-stop tour of Toft and the different advice that I have for you if you are just starting out on your first pattern or you're looking to buy a kit. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, take care. Bye.